Radio Centraal, 106.7 on FM and online on streaming.radiocentral.org. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Valentin Cernat, and you are listening now to Index program. Before all, I have two announcements to make. The publication Peer Production has been launched yesterday in Antwerp at AIR. Me, together with a lovely group of colleagues and friends, namely Pierre Korik, Lola Dals, Maxime Rehardt, and Eva van Doheren, have worked last year on a publication that would sum up our year of residency in the Startgate program of AIR. I personally want to thank to Lina Laraki, Fadua Namna, Peter Lemmens, Nico Dox, RC Barberi, Caroline Dumalen on behalf of AIR, Heide Hendricks, Kamza Fogret, Stevan, and all the crew over there for the good job. If you want to pick up your own copy, just pass by AIR in Antwerp. The address is Plugstraat 27, is just behind the zoo. And I know it's already February, but among you there are some lazy butts for sure. So if you don't have a calendar for 2021, just pass by Summer School, this artist-run space located in Morgenhout in Antwerp, which is a house and a place that adopts multiple identities. It has a kitchen, a library, newsroom, a printing atelier, and a residency space. The house is greatly supported by its residents and sympathizers who all together form the collective Summer School. So pass by Borsbeekstraat 130 in Burgerhout and pick your own calendar. I just received mine today and I have to say that they look so good. They're all printed out in risograph. I have nice graphics, nice contributions. So very good job. The crew over there made Ines Baste, Ros, Yokaimo, Jake Rices, Vincent van Dijk, and for all the contributors. Now, to turn our heads towards today's topic, me and Roxana made a visit to Vlad Rzv and Aris T la Index, these two artists and members of the queer community in Romania. Vlad is a sound person, Aris is a visual artist. They live together in a nice old communist flat. The small garden in the front of their block is even more attractive. I have to admit, fully colorful figurines, dwarfs, Cinderellas, geometric shapes made out of pavement, and even a white swan made out of a car tire. Hope though with the next visit in Buzău to find out who made all of that. And why not? Maybe Vlad and Aris get to know this person and at the moment will perhaps rebel all the Eastern contemporary art by working together, of course. Heading towards their apartment, long stairway, second floor, and this is how we try to make it sound professional.
Yes. Come in.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Me and Roxana, a good friend of mine, we just arrived in Buzău or Bacău? Where are we? Buzău. I'm always confusing these two cities, but I think that
like Michael Jackson, Budapest and Bucharest. You know, when Michael Jackson came to Bucharest and he said, "Hello, Budapest, I love you, Budapest," and he was in Bucharest. It's the same with you.
yeah, I heard George Michael did the same. So he was just in front of a house of people, what we call the Casa Poporului,
Yeah.
in Bucharest, which is the second largest building in the world after the Pentagon, you know?
Yeah.
And he was just facing it, and he said, "Good evening, Budapest!"
Oh shit!
And now, after this small talk on the importance, or better to say the unimportance of the place, let's meet the artists. Well, we first meet Vlad. Hello, Vlad.
Hello.
And Aris.
Hello, I'm very anxious.
Okay, now you know his full name. Me and Roxana, we are the privileged ones, so we're gonna have a second session on the sound therapy. Therefore, Vlad, maybe you can tell us something about the sound therapy you're doing. Like, what kind of instruments you're using, what is your background, or what's your interest in all this, and yeah.
Okay, well, everything started when I was a little child. I was very interested in sound, and I was very curious about any instrument that made any sound, not only the classical instruments or whatever. I started playing piano at 4 years old.
Okay, so you're that kind of kid. You know?
Yeah. And then after 6 years, I got bored because I loved rock music, and I didn't feel that the classical piano was, fulfilling my wish for that kind of music. And I started learning to play guitar and drums. Um, I studied at the University of Music in Bucharest in the jazz section.
So you did the bachelor here.
Yeah.
And you went after to study what?
I
Because
studied.
It has something related to
Yeah.
this therapy thing.
I ended up studying sound therapy at British Academy of Sound Therapy, and I did 3 parts course. I don't know how to explain this easily, but it's mainly about sound therapy 1-to-1, group sound arts therapy, and group relaxation sound therapy.
All right. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You don't look so convinced. Huh?
Yeah, it's okay.
Right,
It's
good.
okay.
So, what kind of sound therapy we're gonna have now? So, we're gonna have the relaxed one or
Relaxed one,
the relaxed one? Cool. What kind of instruments you gonna use?
I'm using Himalayan bowls, gongs. I have 2 gongs. One is earth and the other is sun.
You wanna show me the instruments now?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to hear them?
Sure.
I will show you the gongs now. This is
Should I stay here? Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the earth.
All right.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
And this is the sun. I think if you compare these 2 samples, you will find out that the earth is more earthy, and this has the tendency to go high and very, I don't know, open.
Yeah.
This is
Oh, I don't get it right now, but
okay.
I'm very curious about it. So,
Yeah.
so and you said about the balls.
We have 3 crystal bowls. This is B2.
Wow. Yeah, very nice. And which ones you think you're gonna use for our session?
I think
No.
I think this time we're gonna use the Himalayas also.
Okay. Let's hear them a bit.
And then we're gonna move to the gongs, ending with
Short after Vlad presented us the instruments, he began the therapy. So our journey had started.
Aud voce, asta e normal?
Care dintre ele face sunetul ăla ca apa așa?
Ăla e poate și lăsa așa.
Care
De la început, ca și cum picura.
E o picură. Ia de-mi ăla.
Ăla cu fluciu, așa.
Cum faci, mă? Ia un film.
Faci gura de pește.
Da, asta mai fac. Nu mi
Să-i
doar
dea mai
ca apa, așa,
tare.
nu?
S-auzea mai tare?
Sună ca apa.
S-auzea mai tare pentru că erai
Da, dar e
în
rain
stare.
stick, gen, ca ploaia, nu neapărat.
Aha.
Excuse me. N-ai îmi place cel mai mult. Care mi se pare că...
Rain stick.
Da.
How was it?
N-am mai avut
Great.
humor.
Yeah, I felt it quite different actually, because last time I had the feeling that I was immersed with sound, you know, but now I just had the feeling that I'm getting it from one point, from my left ear.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, it's like, I think the direction, like how you are positioned
yeah,
in relation to what he's doing matters.
I think I think
Pentru că I felt the same. I felt it coming from my left ear.
yeah,
It took me a while to kind of center myself in my left ear.
yeah,
Yeah, it's funny how we both had that. But I guess it makes sense because they were like right there.
yeah, and they were sleeping.
And we were like in a like at some distance, and I really felt like I had to concentrate in my left ear,
Yeah,
and so that took a while. But yeah,
Yeah, I was thinking about it. But this is...
no, it was just the way we are processing the experience now. It's
Yeah, of
like it was different.
It's a different experience.
Sensorially, it was different because of the distribution of the sound and stuff in the surface, in the space.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
tried in the beginning to take the balls in my hand and go to each of you, but I couldn't do that for long, and I will just hoping that you will all get some sound, especially from these Himalayan balls, because their sound isn't that powerful. Actually, I think it's the most quiet instrument from all, at least all that I have.
but like at some point, I felt that one sound was coming from this side, and another was coming from the opposite side of the room. Did you feel the same? Yeah, and maybe it was just the way that we were positioned on this side of the room that gave us this, just the way the sound reverberates. At some point, it seems like one instrument is coming from one end of the room while the other instrument is coming from another end of the room. And
This was with the Himalayas or the gongs?
I don't know. I don't know what you call them. Unlike my friend here, I have developed no interest in knowing what is called what and which one. I just prefer to immerse myself in the.
Okay.
For me, this sound is like a space I go inside of, and I just meet people there, and we have conversations, and I sort out different things that are on my mind, and I use the sound as a meditation space. And last time, sensorially, it was much more powerful for me because there were just two of us, and basically at some point the sensorial intensity bothered me, and what the task I started out with was, and I had a fleeting panic attack and even a fleeting a moment when I wanted you to stop because I had things to do and you were bothering me. So that was kind of interesting.
Okay.
Did you feel that too last time?
No, last time I was completely relaxed, so I felt like so lost into space.
Okay.
But now I was somehow on a feeling that you're describing right now.
You.
So like kind of I was like I was trying to be in control, somehow. And when I was losing a bit of control, I was like, okay, no, I have to stay here. Wasn't it the same last time for you? I mean, the way you're explaining right now as being something that you just want to stop because you're bothering me. I have things to do.
But it's funny because last time, see, maybe you said that, maybe you set out like this now because last time we had a discussion and Vlad told us that during this you can set out with a task and stuff. And when we started our first time, we were not aware of this necessarily. We didn't really compute it that way. So I think we both went inside it with no expectations. And just the way we responded to what was happening sensorially put us in very different states of mind. It put you in a relaxation, profound relaxation, kind of travel out of this world state, while it put me in a very focused state to like really see and be in what had been on my mind for some time. It created this circumstances where I could really concentrate and focus on what was really bothering me. And it worked really well. But like now, because sensorially, the experience was very different. And now we both understood more clearly that we could set out with a task. And we are both overachievers, right? So of course we both started with a task in mind right now.
Yeah.
It worked less well because we both had expectations this time. And the sensorial experience was different.
True.
So I think, like with any therapy, it's a matter of practice and
I do think that this
learning
is the
how
thing
to
of
get
the
into
beginning,
it.
you know, like
Yeah.
like this is how it goes at the beginning.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Have you been in therapy, like with psychotherapy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And does it take a while to really flow into some sort of rhythm with your therapist and what they are doing with you?
Yeah, exactly. It's like getting to know yourself better, and I think here is kind of the same process. Like
Yeah,
getting
it's
along
shocking
with
how it's the
yourself.
same. Yeah. No, because we both had very different experiences. And for example, me explaining what I did just now made me figure out like myself better. I understand why it was different because I came in with expectations. I wanted to solve the task that I set out with, while last time the task just came upon me because I could concentrate so well. Finally, my mind was clear of any other thoughts and noise, and I could be just focused on that thing. And now I wanted to be focused on my task, and I couldn't because I was too focused on being focused. You know what I mean? So that was really funny. But I understood that about myself. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Look at you reflecting.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, one pair of control freaks here.
in different ways,
yeah.
but yeah, I'm more of like, I was trying to be a control freak of my own way of solving my task. What were you being a control freak of?
To get lost. I was trying to get lost.
You were
know?
really keen on
Yeah,
getting
like,
lost
right.
again because it was
Indeed, yeah.
so cool and like a drug last time.
Yeah, but it was also like sound-wise very different, and like I was like also very absorbed by all the sounds the new sounds, and now that I'm kind of with the small demonstrations you made, I could imagine what kind of instruments you're using and how, and at the same time, for the moment you told me earlier that one of the gongs is earth and the other one it's sun. I was trying to concentrate and to try to figure
Which
out
is which.
which one is which. Yeah, exactly.
See, that's why I don't want to know about these things because, like, exactly, like if I had him explain, you know, this ball it does that and it's for this and this one is called that because of this and that and this is the effect and la la la, it would totally kill it for me. So in fact, I am not the control freak you accuse me of. Because I just want the experience to envelop me. I just want to be.
Get yourself surprised, yeah.
I just want it to envelop me
Yeah.
and do whatever I do with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And well, if I know, I'm like, now he's hitting the Himalayan boats. Yes, now he's hitting the sun. That's why. But maybe it's not exactly like he says. I must remember to explain it to him. La la la. No, I don't want to bother with that. Yeah.
Well, Aris, how did it feel for you?
The first, I analyze every sound. I don't. Poți să vorbesc în română, mi-e foarte,
You can do it
foarte
in English.
greu.
Yeah, just
Come on.
simple words.
Simple words.
Yeah, just try to.
If you would describe it in words, just simple words, like
okay.
one word at a time.
Golden, some picture of my paintings, and I don't know why. And starting in black, ocean.
So you were seeing paintings during this time?
Yes.
Well, what did you paint? Tell us, what did you paint?
I painted
Ricochets?
Écorché.
It's a what is it? Because maybe
Not even Romanian, I don't know this word.
Brâncuș, écorché.
What does it look like? I don't know the word in
It's,
Romanian or English.
like
What is it?
Human body in a position, a kind of relaxing position, I guess.
It's like a posture,
Yes.
sort of. Yeah.
Thinking about this Brâncuș sculpture and you were painting it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't saw the image, the full image. I saw part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And Vlad, when he started playing, my eyes start like REM sleep REM or something,
Yeah.
and I don't know why, and I was panic a little bit, but
he's living in the house with me, but he never had this experience
You
before.
never did?
no,
Because
and I'm a
he's-
control freak too.
No way!
He's very afraid of the sounds because
Why?
he heard it and he was like, "Oh my god, that sounds freaky."
Really? So
and
you have
scary.
negative expectations,
Yeah.
No,
in fact.
Actually, I think you played the gongs for 2 minutes or something like that, and the sound
Some months ago.
was very anxious for me, very brutal, very don't know, and I associate this sound of the gongs with those
Like water towers.
yeah.
Gongs?
And why is it
Water
scary
towers?
for you, a water tower?
Because they are so big and they
You see yourself
It's
much
about-
smaller?
It is about tension.
yes
Like it's very. Yeah.
yeah it's,
And now the gongs were still scary?
no.
You're full of paradoxes.
But I do remember from last time that when you said that could happen days after the session,
session, yeah.
we could feel some, I don't know, like a bit confusing or a bit I don't know how to call it.
For me, it was a sound therapy session where there was this unexpected interruption when I had just accomplished getting into where I wanted, right? And I was like, Alright, let me breathe, and like in real life, if something really not good happened like this, it wouldn't be like breathe, and blah blah. I'd probably just blow the building up. But like now, it was not so like I didn't feel that it was such a dramatic thing, okay. But like if somebody was more troubled than I was coming into a session like this, and if they didn't have the relationship we have, you and I, probably it might be a very different reaction. But like, it was funny though. It was so comic.
Yeah, it's definitely an experience to have. So I think it was great again. But in my mind, though, it stays that you're actually performing and not doing all these mathematical things you were talking before.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, if it's something that you would like to achieve further on with this practice, what it would be?
I would love to have as much sessions as I can, not just in my hometown, but everywhere in the world. I have some colleagues in Cyprus, in India, in England, in Hong Kong, everywhere.
Belgium? Anybody in Belgium?
Might be. I need to remember. And we want to make like a worldwide organization, and to organize some retreats and events in each country where we are living. I want to get this therapy to as much people as I can, because it's great. It can be very helpful for our health and well-being, and I think we need it the most in these times. And this is kind of what I want to do in my life, my whole life. At least in this moment is what I think, but I don't think I will change my mind, because music and sound was part of my life since I was born, and I don't see myself doing anything else.
Cool. Those were mine's and Roxana's attempts to describe the immediate feelings after the therapy. Following this, we meet the other artist in the room, Aris T. So I'm gonna make it a bit easier for you.
Thank you.
What's your practice? What are you doing?
Painting, sculpting, art.
And not to forget that you're a tattoo artist as well.
Yes, I'm a tattoo artist. In Romania, here the art is not like in the other countries. People don't buy art. People prefer to spend money on tattoos. So for me, it's very, very good. But I prefer to do money in with my art.
What are you working like? What are you painting, and which are your motives, your topics? What's your interest in?
My topics are about the trans men. Why not trans girls? Especially the trans community, like how they do the shots or
T-shirts. What are those?
the testosterone they inject in intramuscular. Yeah, put to me some question.
Yeah. So, but just if it would be to imagine one of your paintings, what it would be? Someone that is injecting that is having these T-shirts, or how it goes.
Do you saw some paintings of mine?
Yeah, I saw some, but our listeners, those free ones, didn't. So you're
'Cause
using more drawing, or you're using a lot of color. What kind of colors you using, and what all these things say about you?
Okay. Um, I had a painting like that. A trans man doing his T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to put more colors in my paintings. I don't know why. I'm struggling with the color. I prefer to
Why
put.
so?
Don't know. I like kind of darkish side of the colors or something. What?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
this is what I was talking. The darkest side of colors.
Okay.
So your universe is not very colorful, but rather dark or
Ja-
monochromatic in most pieces, or
Yes. Yes.
why is that? Are you just a boring painter, or not?
I'm not.
Are you cool?
I think so.
Yeah, why?
I don't want to say my ideas because I think if I say your to you my idea, that idea is vanished.
Mm-hmm. So you think that you keep it inside yourself,
Yes.
and from the moment you just pick it out, it's
Yes.
gonna disappear.
You put it in a painting, and if people want to get you, they just look at your paintings.
Yeah.
Fine, be a diva. So how can people see your paintings, Aris, if they're not in Buzău, if they're not in Bucharest at your event? Can anybody out there in the world see your paintings anywhere? See your work somewhere?
Yes, on Instagram, Aris Turak on Instagram. You can Google my name.
Okay.
I have Twitter, Aris Turak.
What's the difference for you as an I don't know, emerging artist, or what you want to be, or like a queer activist, or however you want to call yourself?
New.
Yeah, like you're trying to be authentic on your
Yes,
on
yes,
your
yes,
works, and
yes.
to show what you really feel and believe, and your
Yeah.
vision of life and things around you.
Yeah.
This is what you're doing in painting. Are there customers or clients that are coming to and just asking you, Aris, can you? I don't know what I want. I know that I want to have a tattoo, but I don't really know what. So can you make me a drawing or something? Did you have this kind of clients?
They give me the idea and tell me, Aris, I want this on my arm. Okay, let's do it. But when I work on his tattoo, I tell him, hey, do you want to change a little bit or erase that part and put something else? Yeah, and they are receptive.
Receptive?
Yes.
So basically, your contribution is quite important in the whole tattoo.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes.
you're creating a lot over there, right?
Yes.
Right. So in this sense, it's also a very creative process, as is in painting.
In painting, I start with an idea and another idea comes and I erase the first painting and put the second painting on the canvas.
If it would be something that you would like to change in the way you do your painting or your art in the very early future, like in 1 year or 2 years, what it would be? Like just one thing, very fast, shouldn't be a sentence, maybe one word, you choose.
The name.
Did you expect for that?
The name?
Yeah.
Your name?
Yeah, like, oh,
What do you
Yeah.
mean? What do you mean, the name? You expect
Name.
to change your name,
The name, yeah.
your personal name,
My personal name.
your ID name.
Yeah.
Okay, for folks, if you didn't catch it, your full name now is Aris,
Turak.
and you can find him on Google. And for his future name, you're gonna find out most probably from Google as well. I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, and follow him on Instagram.
Yeah. Till
He
then,
paints better than he speaks.
so far.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we'll see.
Go. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah.
I'm that insufferable voice that the naggy bee that says, "Hey, I'm here. You cannot ignore me.
Yeah.
I have a mission, and I'm here on my own agenda." Blah blah blah. I would like to thank you for this coverage. I know it's only going to be on air and not remain on some platform to be listened again afterwards, but it still means a lot to us that some people out there in Antwerp are going to hear about Vlad and Aris and about the queer community in Romania. My day job is to teach in a high school, and my night job is the dirty job. I work for a community queer organization in Bucharest, Mosaic, and for me and my colleagues, this matters a lot, at least as much as for Vlad and Aris. And I've met some of your friends in Antwerp, and I am really, really happy that such cool people are going to, those 3 listeners.
We know them all.
We know them all, and they're really cool, and I'm really happy to say hi in this way. And I really hope that we cross paths either in Antwerp or in Bucharest and do some artsy stuff together. It'd be really cool, and some therapy and crap. Vlad is going to look into whether he has some colleagues from the academy in England that he went to, whether he has some colleagues in Belgium, and who knows, maybe we're gonna jam together.
Right.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. It was no better way, perhaps, to conclude as Roxana did. So, thank you for listening. Stay close. Follow these 2 great artists, Vlad Rzv and Aris Turak, and until the next time, stay safe and ready to action. I'm Valentin Cernat, and this was a recorded program for Index at Radio Centraal.